My name is Hannah, and this is my beauty budget. Hey guys, so it's Thursday morning and I need a video for tomorrow. I need to film a bonus video. I've been working on editing the episode of My Beautiful Friend that I filmed with my beautiful friend Julia, but I'm realizing that I have a packed day today and I'm not going to get it edited in time for me to send it to her to get her approval before tomorrow, because I think she's actually traveling abroad right now and we're probably in completely different time zones. I think she's in Switzerland. So that will likely be Sunday's video, but I woke up this morning and I was like, I need something for Friday. So I'm just gonna film myself getting ready for a normal work day. I have a bunch of writing to do today, I have a bunch of sewing to do today, and I have some cooking I think to do today. So it's a classic day in the life of one little Hannah, and I'm gonna get ready. I think I'm gonna do my makeup pretty simple, just the kind of thing that I usually wear for every day. And then I'm also going to get dressed and I'll show you what I decide to wear for my work day today. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So I actually worked out this morning. I've started somewhat of a fitness journey. I'll talk about it probably in my check-in, but this is the first week that I've been working out consistently every morning in a long time, if ever. No, in a long time. There were times in my life when I did do it before, but gosh, I've been completely exhausted and sore all over my body. So I rinsed off after I finished working out, and then I rinsed my face very thoroughly when I was in the shower, and then I put my Timeless Vitamin C Serum on my face. That's always my first step after I rinse off all of the skincare in which I slept. Sometimes if my skin is feeling really quite moisturized and in good shape and it doesn't feel dry at all and it feels nice, I'll just use my Vitamin C Serum and my sunscreen, because the sunscreen that I use is quite nourishing. It's like a lotion and it has anti-aging benefits. It has peptides in it. That's kind of my ideal, but this morning my skin is feeling a bit dry. I've been using some salicylic acid to treat some blemishes that are coming up on my chin right now. So I'm gonna go in with my sort of whole hydration routine. So this is the Galactomyces Tone Balancing Essence from CosRx. I just pumped a couple pumps in my hand and I'm gonna pat it into my skin. And that's a product that provides some hydration, but most importantly, rebalances the pH of the skin. And now I'm gonna go in with my Hada Labo Goku Gel Lotion. It's got 3 different weights of hyaluronic acid. That was kind of a lot. I put too much in my hand, so I'm gonna have to kind of pat it in for quite a while until it's totally soaked in. Ideally, I would have gone in with a smaller amount of this and patted it in, and then gone in again with a small amount of this and patted it in. I frequently do that 2, 3, sometimes more times if I'm really trying to rehydrate, but that was so much at one time that I think that that's all I need for today. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on top of that, the Better Oil from Chemist Confessions. I love this product for layering under makeup, especially when I have other moisturizing products on my skin. And I would say that, I'm just using a little bit because it's daytime, maybe 2 or 3 drops. I would say that my most frequent morning routine for skin is vitamin C serum, a lightweight oil, and then sunscreen. That's kind of what I usually end up doing. And if I feel like I'm dry, I'll layer these serums underneath the oil. And if I feel like my skin just woke up perfect, if I just really woke up like that, I'll do vitamin C serum and just the sunscreen, or if I'm in a huge hurry. So the minimum routine is vitamin C and sunscreen, and the max routine is kind of what you're seeing now, although if I really were suffering of dry skin, I might have layered on more of the Hada Labo product. So I'm gonna prime my lids while I let that oil soak in. I think I will use my Smashbox lid primer today. I don't want to do very much on my lids today. I think I'd like to wear a bold lip and almost nothing on the eyes. I just want to shine them up a little bit. So I'm going for my sheer or clear lid primer instead of the slightly more opaque one. All right, I really just want shine on the eyes today. So I'm going to go in with this Fenty Beauty How Many Carats Diamond Balm and put that all over from lash line to brows with my finger. It's sheer, it's glitter in a sheer base, but it has a pretty strong silver reflect. So it has had the effect of sort of blanking out my lids and making them look bright white. So it's a little more clown-like than I was anticipating. I was hoping for something more neutral. So I think I'm gonna go in with some kind of eyeshadow to just slightly soften it in the crease area and deepen it up a little bit. But again, I don't want it to be too heavy, so I'm gonna find something that will just be the lightest touch. This is a little palette that I made recently for myself. I've been rearranging my singles a lot and creating little custom palettes. So I'm gonna reach into this. I think I'm gonna try using this. So down here in the corner, this is ColourPop Dragonfly. Well, that ended up being smokier and much more intense than I intended. So I'm giving up on the dream of having just shine on my lids today. It's definitely turning into somewhat of a look. So I'm gonna put some of Dragonfly on my lower lash line as well, just to balance it out. It's happening, we're going for it. I am in love with this tiny brush from Refer. This is one of the ones that they sent me. I used some of the face brushes in my recent Get Ready With Me, but this is definitely my favorite one that they sent. It's the 03. It's just unbelievable. And I don't know if this is scandalous, but I smudged some of this eyeshadow actually into my waterline as well. I don't really want to use a liner today. I don't want to irritate my eyes. Historically, soft powder shadows like this don't really irritate my eyes, and unless they have glitters in them, micro glitters, which Dragonfly doesn't. So I've kind of used it as somewhat of a liner. So I use this tiny little pencil brush to just stick it onto my waterline and darken the look a little bit, make it a little more smudgy and sultry. All right, that's it. I have to stop. I don't want to go overboard on the eyes, and also I have a lot of work to do today. I can't afford to spend a long time doing my makeup this morning, so I'm moving on. But before I put on mascara, I'm going to put on my sunscreen because the oil has had enough time to soak in, my face is ready for sunscreen, and I want to give the sunscreen a little bit of time to soak in. So the Aaron's Faces Peptide SPF, which is my dream sunscreen product. It's good for your skin, it has peptides in it, it's incredibly cosmetically elegant, and it's an all mineral SPF. It doesn't have any chemical sunscreens in it. This now comes in a travel size, which is really exciting because the other bottle is 4 ounces and so it doesn't work with TSA regulations. I'm really excited to have my hands on this little travel size bottle of the Peptide SPF. It's also great because it costs less. The other bottle is huge for a sunscreen bottle, but then it's an investment. So I think my large bottle lasted me something like 6 months. It's $50. That breaks down to a really low price per month in terms of a super good mineral sunscreen, but it can be kind of a lot if you haven't tried it yet or you're not totally sure. So this one I think is closer to $30 for 2 ounces. So it's not quite as good in terms of value, but it might be a better choice for some of you if you want to try out this product. So I will leave my link down below. I think all of you know at this point I'm an Aaron's Faces affiliate, extremely proud to be, because I think that all of her products are just brilliant. All of the ones I've had a chance to try have blown me out of the water. So I'm gonna pop this onto my skin. I'm using just that amount. I tend to use, I'm a little bit generous with sunscreen. They say, you know, quarter teaspoon. This is probably more like a half teaspoon, but this one just rubs in so beautifully that I don't mind it. I don't feel like I need to minimize the amount that I use, which is good for sunscreen. So it feels like a lightweight lotion, and as you can see, it has blended away and soaked in instantly, leaving behind nothing but kind of a moisturized, slightly tacky primer-like feeling, which will dry down over the next couple of minutes as I go ahead and apply my mascara. All right, that's the mascara on. I will probably have completely cut the footage of me applying it because it's always awkward and unattractive and unnecessary. Like, you guys, I think, know how to put on mascara. It's the Monsieur Big by Lancome that I've been using, and I feel like it's really doing the most for me. So my skin, I'm kind of scooting in a little bit so you can see my skin. It's a bit it's a bit rough and uneven right now. I know that the Beauty Lights wash me out a bit, and it's not looking as red as it sometimes does, but it's a little splotchy compared to my usual ideal and compared to the way that it is sometimes. So I think what I'm going to do is continue experimenting with a foundation sample that I got when I was at Sephora a couple weekends ago. I just have this little Sephora sample tub of the Natasha-Nonna Foundation, the new Matte X. I think it's the one that she just reformulated, and it's in the lightest shade. And I just asked for it on a whim. I had seen both Mariah Leonard and Samantha March talking about how lightweight it is, and that intrigues me. And I've also just become kind of curious about base products lately. I discovered a foundation that's skin-like on me for the first time in my life, and I'm starting to see the possibilities of working with foundation as a very, very sheer coverage layer on the skin, as opposed to just using concealer and color corrector and never venturing into the world of foundation. So I'm starting to get curious. I'm starting to want to educate myself. And so I'm testing this product. I've worn it once before in a very sheer layer over a glowy primer, and it actually worked pretty well. So I'm going to repeat that today. I'm going to use this Becca primer that I have. It's the original iconic backlight priming filter. I'm using quite a bit of this. I really want to get that glow. So that has glowed me up quite a bit. Glue me up? Glue. It feels tacky. It feels like it needs to set down a little bit, especially because I used so much. So I'm going to give it like 30 seconds. I keep thinking about the grant that I'm working on, which is the writing project that I have to do this morning. I'm sort of working on the final push for this grant. I'm working with an organization in Bangladesh that's applying for money to continue their project of trying to get microbeads banned, actually. I think that that's like the main thrust of their project, but the general idea is that they're trying to stop the flow of plastics into the Bay of Bengal. So it's just been really interesting. I've learned a lot about the municipality in Bangladesh, and I've learned a lot about the waterways and the way that they carry plastic into the bay, and microbeads and self-care products. It's an interesting thing to be working on because it dovetails with this work, with the project that I'm doing here on YouTube. It's cool. It's a cool project. All right, short story time. That was enough time to let this primer dry. I think I'm gonna go in with a tiny bit of color corrector before I use the foundation. The brush will inevitably soak up some of the product, so it'll be a lighter layer than it would be if I pressed it in with my fingers. All right, and I'm gonna go in with the tiniest little dab of this foundation and just see how it goes. So unusual for me. I almost never wear foundation. So it definitely helped even out my skin tone. I used a very, very, very small amount, and I really, really sheared it out with the brush. So I really have almost transformed it into a different style of product, more like a sheer, slightly mattifying tinted moisturizer or something like that. It is picking up because I'm a little dry on my chin. It is picking up a little bit. It is kind of crusting up against some little healing blemishes that I have, but overall it's not bad. It's not like my skin looks like a desert or something. It just looks a little more like I'm wearing makeup than what I usually go for. But it's interesting. It's fun to experiment. I'm gonna pop on a tiny bit of concealer. I didn't put much foundation, if any, in this area of my face, right here under my eyes, because I knew I would be going in with concealer, but you can see it's just like literally the tiniest amount because I don't really want it to show, I don't really want it to be caking on. I just want to slightly lighten my tone here. Dish of water, cake of soap, and my spoolie. So I'm wetting the spoolie in the water, and then I'm scraping it on the soap, and that's what I'm going to use to shape my brows. All right, my brows are very up, and away, but I'm here for it. I'm gonna use my trusty Kevyn Aucoin Neo highlighter to warm up my skin. It goes from dark to light, and I tend to gravitate towards the slightly rosy shade in the middle, but I will use the darker side right on the outer edge of my cheeks, and I will use the lighter side more liberally. I also use the darker and the middle side to darken my neck because, as you can see, still, I don't know if you can see, my face is maybe a shade or two darker than my very, very white neck. And almost every day I go into this product and use it to just slightly bronze up my neck and décolletage. All right, that's done, and I'm looking a little more made up than I expected to look, and even a little more made up than I usually look on a daily basis, probably partly as a result of sitting down and doing it on camera, also probably partly as a result of using that foundation, which I don't usually do. However, I really, really, really want to wear this Aaron's Faces lipstick. I've been wanting to wear it on camera, I've been wanting to demonstrate it, and my whole plan to just shine up my eyes a little bit and keep it pretty simple on the rest of my face, my whole plan was built around my desire to wear this lipstick. I was going to try to tone down the rest of my makeup so that I could wear this. It's kind of a rosy pumpkin color, and ordinarily I think for a normal day if I ended up with this eye, which isn't the most dramatic, it's just my eyes are definitely made up. If I ended up with this eye, I would usually go for a lighter lip, like a more nude lip or a lip gloss, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. I'm going to be a bit more eclectic today. It's also eclectic because I ended up with a slightly cool toned eye. So Dragonfly is this, I don't know, kind of a dusty ashes of lavender color, and it's shimmering and it's a little bit iridescent because of the Fenty product, but that kind of ruddy, cool toned eye with this color is dynamic. So I did what I frequently do, what I like to do, especially with a creamy, really nourishing lipstick like this. I applied it, I used my fingers to really, really soften the lip line because I like that blotted look. Then I blotted the whole lip, including the lip line on the back of my hand. And then I went back in with a bullet and just reapplied it around the inner rim of my lips to intensify the color there. So I really feel like I have the richness of color on my lips, but I don't have that sharp, sort of slippery line around the outer rim of my lips. It just fades out into something blotted. That is the look that I prefer. And this formula, it is incredible. It's perfect. It's really pigmented, but it's easy to apply, it's easy to control, and it's very, very easy to apply in the way that I prefer, the way that I just described. I love this color too. It's called Nancy. Oh, you guys, you know what I'm gonna wear today? These earrings that I just bought with my budget. It's like the most indulgent thing I think I've bought with my budget so far this year. Let me show them to you. These are from a brand called Wolf and Moon. They caught my eye on Instagram. I just fell for an Instagram ad and I clicked through and I was just like, I want them. I want to buy them. And I thought about it for a long time. I wasn't impulsive. They're around $50. It's a British brand, so they ship from the UK and they're priced in pounds, but I think that they ended up being around $50. And I think I got a discount for signing up for their mailing list or something, like a 10% off your first order discount. That's a quarter of my monthly budget, but I did it. And I say it's indulgent because I have earrings, you know, like even clothes that I've purchased with my budget, it's like, well, I really, really needed tops. So even though I love clothes and it's not like I don't have any clothes, I was always buying something that was in some way practical. And even with makeup, the makeup that I've purchased, for the vast majority, it's been like, I don't have this kind of lipstick, I don't have a concealer that I really love that works. And so I've been kind of replacing things or filling little gaps. But I have earrings and I have beautiful earrings, exquisite, strange earrings, everyday earrings. I mean, I have not a huge, but a pretty robust collection of earrings. And so this was just out of pure adoration that I purchased these, and I'm really happy about it. There's something about the fact that it was so indulgent and that it came from such a pure love that makes me feel really happy about having them and owning them. I really, really already cherish them. And again, I've ended up with a slightly more dynamic or exciting or just more put together look than I usually have. All I'm going to be doing today is going down to the coffee shop and working for probably 2 or 3 hours on this grant about microplastics in the Bay of Bengal, and then going to the Poema studio and sewing probably for another 4 or 5 hours because I have a lot of work to get done today. Tomorrow's our photo shoot day, so everything has to get done and hemmed and ironed and finished today. So that's it. It's like I don't really need to be wearing this eye, this lip, and these earrings to succeed at this day, but I'm not mad at it. I'm glad that I am this way. I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed, and then I will come back here and show you what I decided to wear to go with this look. Okay, so these jersey knit pants are by a brand called Runholtz. I got them at a consignment shop, a designer consignment shop. Kind of an unusual edgy silhouette, the way that they drape. And then this top is from COS. It's just a thin, slightly sheer wool long sleeve top with these little armholes. These are 2 staple items for me. I wear them all the time. I'm also wearing these little snakeskin flip-floppy slides. That's it, except I forgot to put my mole back on and I forgot to set my face with a little bit of glowy spray. I'm going to give you a close-up of the look, but also of the earrings. All right, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know I've been doing a lot of get ready with me's and those speedy reckonings lately and some more kind of just straightforward YouTube content. It's partly because I'm really overwhelmed. I just have a lot going on this month. I'll talk about it in my upcoming check-in, like when I check in at the end of this month, but it's kind of been all I can do to keep filming and keep posting. I think I've just felt like I don't have a lot to give. So feeling this way, this is what I'm able to do. I'm able to just play with makeup, talk about makeup, stick to the level of the pure love and gratification that comes from using beautiful things and indulging in techniques and experimentation and stuff. So I really appreciate those of you who've been saying in the comments that you are enjoying this content from me, because I'm experiencing a low level of stress about the fact that I've been producing so much of this type of content, because I'm worried that you guys come to me for other things and that you don't really want to just see me put on a look. So thank you so much for the feedback. I'm not trying to like woe is me or something like that. I'm just trying to explain that I know, I'm aware that there has been sort of a slight shift in content this month, and it's been out of necessity, and I am going to always continue to incorporate more robust, longer, and deeper videos into my channel. I think that I just can't maintain that consistently 3 days a week forever. There has to be kind of some ups and downs and some modulation in terms of what I'm doing on here. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed this one too. And I hope that you are remembering to take extra good care of yourself this week so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.